Over the weekend, I was prepared to talk about something completely different, but this like really caught my attention. So over the weekend, I reconnected with a family member that we fell out like 10 years ago. Really close member of my family. So we finally reconnected and we kind of solved and settled things. So we decided we're gonna go hang out for a little bit. So over the weekend, I actually had gone to a club. That's the first time I've been to a club, and I don't do the clubs. And given my experience at this club, it really confirms my reason for not going to clubs. Over my life, I don't drink, and I never drank. I don't really do clubs. I've done like a few of them. In my life, I think like I'm 50. Um, I think in my entire life I've probably been to a club like 3 or 4 times, if that. And so I gone to a club, just kind of reconnecting with one of my family that I haven't talked to, and well, we've spoken, but we haven't really connected, like hang out in like years. When we were younger, he would get drunk, and his friends, my cousins and all that, they would get drunk, and I would be like the designated driver, and so I'd be the only one sober, and everybody would be just crazy. Get loud and all that other stuff, which is like the reason I don't like doing clubs or just being around a whole bunch of people that drink. So we decided, let's hang out. So he come to Sacramento, and I was like, cool, that's cool. So we went to a club, just to kind of, just chill. At the club, like I'm still aware of my surroundings. Sometimes, like when I'm not like out and about, I'm sometimes like oblivious. Like I'll be walking blindfolded and just not pay attention to what's around me. But when I'm out and about, I'm usually pretty alert, And so one of the key things that you hear when you're at a club or anywhere where there's a lot of people around, if you hear, man, you don't know me is usually followed up by some sort of ruckus. And so I heard, that's one of the things I heard yesterday, and I'm like, oh man, this is not cool. But prior to me hearing that, there was a guy, and he was like with this girl, or he was trying to get with this girl, and she was trying to get away from him, or something like that. I don't know what the situation of the relationship was, and he is grabbing on her and trying to get away. So I go to security, like, hey man, I think that's going to be a problem. As a matter of fact, I know it's a problem. And the security kind of like, well, she's not asking for help. How can she ask for help when his hand is around her neck? You know what I mean? And and so I'm like, dude, you need to deal with that, man, and so he goes over and he addresses it. So while he's addressing that, my family member, my trusted family member, is arguing with a bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we're not 20 anymore. We can't be doing this kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? So, he looks at me and is like, hey man, you got my back? No, dummy, I ain't got your back. Dummy, let's get out of here. Stupid. We're not going to be out here fighting at a doggone club. What happens next? People ain't fighting anymore. After punches are thrown, whoever's at the bottom end of those punches usually comes back, and it usually comes back with a little more of assistance, by that meaning some sort of a weapon. And so no, dude, I'm not fighting. No, we getting out of here. That's what you and I, we're going to get out of here. Now, back in my day, when I was younger, I used to love hanging out with him, because I knew, like, when I was with him, he's a real dude. I will say that back in his day, but he's over 50 now, But back then, he's a real dude. He probably still is, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Because I haven't seen him in years. But, I knew that, like, when I was hanging with him, wasn't nothing going to happen to me. Now I feel like hanging with him, something going to happen to me, because you're going to get us in some stuff that we can't get out of. You know what I mean? And so, for me, I was like, dude, we got to get out of here. This fool was mad at me because we didn't fight. Dummy, we didn't fight. And I'm like, dude, I probably just saved your life. You know what I mean? How in the hell did you make it to 50 plus years old with this attitude? I can't be, back then it was such a normal thing for me that I just was surrounded by it, and I thought it was just the way things were. Every weekend we'd go do things, and he'd get into something, and we'd get into a whole bunch of fisticuffs, and then that would be that. It was normal. We go back and talk about it, talk crap, and I ain't there no more. You know what I mean? And so what I discovered is sometimes people grow at different rates, and sometimes we outgrow each other. People that we were close to, people that we love and used to hang out with, and people that we enjoy being around, sometimes we grow apart. You know what I'm saying? And we have to go our separate ways. You do your thing, brother. It's all good. I still love you, but I gotta kind of love you from back here, man. I can't be up front, loving you from close up. And that's kind of where I'm at with him. And for me, it was one of those things that it made me realize, man, that uh, you know, some people are seasonal, and then there are some people who are reasonable. You know what I mean? And even though they may be family, sometimes you got to let them go because they're not good for you. And in this case, my brother, dude, you're not good for me, man. In that regard, man, I still love you, man. But as far as us on a regular hanging out, those things can't be. You know what I mean? It's like oil and water. You know what I'm saying? And even though oil is wet and water is wet, they're not good for each other. And I'm not there anymore. I'm older, in my 50s. You get what I'm saying? I can't be doing those things that I did in my 20s and even in my 30s. Thinking I could whoop everybody and things like that. I don't feel like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm in reasonably good shape. And if it came down to it where I had to get out, I'm pretty sure I still can. But as far as me going out looking for trouble, let me tell you something about trouble. Trouble's pretty consistent. You go look for it. It ain't hard to find. Trouble in some cases will come find you. You know what I mean? So you gotta really be mindful of that as you're getting and entering in a certain situations with certain people. And that's what I've discovered. I still love my family member. I think they're great, and it was good to see them again and all that. And I'm glad that we repaired some old damages that we had in the past. But in this case, dude, I just check up on you, see how you're doing, and we'll call it that. I'll come see you, and you come see me. But that going off stuff and all the things we used to do in the past stops. Anyway, good day today, actually. Well, not so good. I went to another funeral today. I've seen more dead bodies, it seems, than a doggone corner, it seems. So, funeral today, not that good of a thing, but beyond that, all things excluded, I'm sorry, the phone's ringing. All things excluded, it's not a good thing to just be. And hold on, people just call me like crazy. Anyway, it's not a good thing to be in these types of things. You know what I mean? To be in situations where I'm sorry, I lost my whole train of thought. Anyway, a good day today. Sorry, I went to a funeral, but other than that, it was a good day. You know what? Let me stop because now I feel like I'm drunk. I hope all is well. Everybody have a good day. Blessed.